All right, this is your MIDI Project 1, 7th grade. When you open it up, here is your direction sheet. MIDI stands for musical instrument, which is your piano keyboard, digital interface, which is your computer. Step 0 tells you how to turn on your piano, and just in case you haven't opened Mixcraft yet. Step 1 is going to tell you how to save your work and to get all the different steps ready for Mixcraft to work with your keyboard. Step 2 is percussion. That is your first track. You're going to have 4 percussion beats per measure. So down here it actually tells you you're going to record 1 drum beat every beat for 12 measures, so 48 beats total. When we get to the bass line, we're going to do a blues bass line. It's track 2. This right here is exactly what we play. Notice there's C's, F, C, G. Up on the keyboard to the right of the smartboard, you're going to be using the notes that are in red. It's below middle C. To the left, you'll notice there's 2 C's, 2 F's, 2 G's. Which one do you use? I don't care as long as it's below middle C. Our third and final track is going to be our melody. We're going to be doing a blues melody line. And those are to the right of the middle C. Up on the keyboard there, they're painted blue. It's the C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat. And this can be any rhythm you want. It does not have to be on the beat like the first 2 tracks. So, starting here with the percussion line, I'm going to go and actually open up Mixcraft. We're now not going to use build loop. We're going to use build virtual instrument tracks. Once it pops up, you'll see that there's 2 tracks. We need 3, so we simply add a track. Now we have 3 tracks. You have to tell it which track to record. So I want to record the first track. Right away, you're going to hear the sound. I want to change it because our first track is going to be percussion. So I'm going to switch it down here to the bass drum. If I go down here to different percussion instruments, go to drums, every single one is going to have a different type of sound. All right, so you can record it whichever sound you want. Now, your metronome. My metronome's already set, but I want to show you. This will be gray. When you open it up, these won't be checked. You're going to have to check them. You want to hear the metronome during recording, and you want 1 measure to know what the speed is. Select both of those. And 120 is going to be a little fast for some people, so you can slow it down to like 90 or 100 or whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. I guess I did 110. But you slow it down. Now when I hit record, you're going to hear 4 beats, then it'll start to move. Now it starts to move. And that's what I'm going to play. I'm going to play a note every single time you hear that click. So I simply hit record. And I'm just recording every time I hear the beat. Now, some people are able to do this all the way through. Some people won't. You can either stop and restart, or you try to do the best you can. If you mess up, it's not a big deal. If I mess up a measure, I can go back and fix that. Now notice I went through measure 12. I ended at 13. Now to see that, because measure 10 is messed up, I simply double click and I'm going to show up. Now if it looks weird, if it looks like the piano, change it from editor type, from piano roll to notation. And we want to see the actual notes. Whoops, a little too far. To make sure I'm on the beat, I simply hit on the long line up top here and make sure that's where my note starts. Now if I go out here to measure 10 somewhere, oh, a little too far. All right, this is messed up. I don't have to redo the whole thing. I can simply erase the notes that are wrong. Let's just erase that to make it simple. And I can re-record just that 1 measure. So if I go back here to measure 9, I'm going to record. It's going to give me measure 8 to listen. Then measure 9, it's going to start to move. I record measure 10. So here we go. Watch the blue line up top. There's my 8. There's 9. Now I record. Now, these notes don't match up with those only because they're not together. Here's what I do. I highlight it. Just so that they're both lit, I hit Control W, which is rewriting it so that they're combined. Now, when I get over there to measure 9, 9 and 10 match up perfectly. Once I'm done with track 1, I disarm it. I arm track 2. I make sure I rewind it all the way. I'm now going to do a bass line, so I'm going to choose some sort of bass. And again, every single one is going to sound different. I'm playing high notes. That's the only difference. What do I play? I'm at the bass line now here. It says the following in red and yellow is exactly what you play. So here it is. 4 measures of C, 2 measures of F, and so on. So that's what I'm going to record. Now, if I don't want to see this, I can just kind of, close it down and stuff by going to something else to look at. And then I record it. If I don't want to listen to track 1, I can mute it. Now all I'll hear is the metronome again. And I'm going to record my bass line. So I record my bass. Then I go to my F. And so on. To see that one, simply double click on there and we'll be able to take a look at our notes. They should be on the bass line down here and we'll be able to go across. Then we go up to our F and so on. When you're completely finished, because I'm not going to go all the way through that, but when you're completely finished, you go down here, you arm the 3rd track, unmute it just so you can hear all of them if you want. Choose any melodic instrument you want. I really don't care. Well, no, we don't want fret noise. But you can choose any instrument you want. Now, this is the blues melody. This is our C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat. Any octave. Now, if you want it to be on the beat, off the beat, doesn't matter. I can make this a little bit louder. I can make these a little bit softer so it's easier to hear. Now when I hit my record, I can record it. I can do on the beat. That's fine. You don't want to be on the beat. You don't have to. It's up to you. As long as it's the right notes, I don't care. Now, you do not have to save this as an MP3 because we're not putting it to anything else. We're not going to our phones or another project or anything. Just making it a Mixcraft project for the MIDI is perfectly fine. All you have to do is save it inside your seat folder.